Good evening. My name is Evan Plager, and I'm the producer of tonight's program.
Logical Fallacies is an improvised debate show based on a premise created by Alexander Nigro and Martin Gonzalez.
The participants, moderator included, are allowed no preparation regarding the topic or their positions upon it. To maintain the improvisation of the debaters, we present their theses in one take. Everything you see will be completely unscripted and was performed in front of a live audience. As such, the statements made during the program may contain harsh language and other mature sensibilities. And so, in honor of such great debaters as Truffaut, Lincoln, Parmenides, Schirmer, and Peller, I hereby present to you Logical Fallacies.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another evening of Logical Fallacies. We tonight are going to be talking about a popular and controversial topic in today's news. As Americans all know, one of America's sweethearts, Anne Tiffany Parker III, was found in bed with a man who we now know as a vampire. And this brings up the very popular argument, sex with vampires, is it necrophilia? Joining me tonight are two experts on the subject. We have Vladimir here from Romania, and he traveled a long way to be here tonight.
Yes, I did.
And you explicitly said it had to be at night for us to meet.
It's pretty difficult for me to travel during the daytime.
Excellent. And then we also have famous romance novel writer Theodore Brisenton? Am I saying that right?
Brisenton, yeah, that's correct.
Brisenton,
yeah.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And I am your host, Stephen Babel de Boupe. Now, gentlemen, we'll start with your opening statements. Vladimir, if you want to take it up.
Absolutely. I believe that this woman was not acting in necrophilia at all. But that vampire is merely alive and able to sustain her emotionally and physically. So he was clearly alive, henceforth never necrophilia at all. And never-ending life means never dead, which means no necrophilia.
Thank you.
Well, I gotta say how honored I am to be here. Well, I gotta say, dead is dead. I mean, you can't be dead. If you're dead, you're dead. I mean, if you're having sex with a dead organism, it's just wrong. I mean, you can't do anything about it. I mean, it's completely out of the question. Necrophilia, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so the first question tonight is, to become a vampire, as they say, you must have the blood drained from your neck.
Yes.
In a horrific fashion, I'm assuming.
Oh, not that bad, not that bad.
Okay, it sounds like you have some experience in the matter.
I would not say experience, but I've heard stories.
Oh, right, of course. And so once the blood is drained, does the person die? We'll open it up with you, Vladimir.
Oh, no, absolutely not. One does not need blood to survive. One only needs the physical will to go on into life and keep going into their goals and success of life. I mean, would Jay-Z be where he is if he did not strive for what he wants in life? I mean, is Jay-Z dead? No, so vampire not dead.
So you're saying Jay-Z is a vampire?
I'm not saying that at all. I do not know what you insinuate.
Interesting. We are learning things here tonight, America. All right, off to you, Theodore.
Well, I gotta say, many people know that my grandma, Baphilia, she was a slayer, and she took down everyone she knows. Very popular.
In my country.
Oh, you've met?
No, I've heard very, very grim stories of this
I've
grandmother.
heard very, very positive stories. I mean, she has been, and she was the leading expert, and she taught me everything I know. And when your blood is sucked from your neck, there's no blood in your body. Everything comes from your neck. So, you are in fact dead, and if you were still walking, I suppose you'd still be a vampire, I guess. That would be a vampire. But, Sure, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Theodore, the next question is for you, and then we'll move to you, Vladimir. We have
Absolutely.
an excerpt from your book here. I believe it's the third book you wrote, called Annie, Vampire Doer. And so it's chapter 17. It opens with, here, we got it up here on the monitor. Annie awoke in a cold, cavernous room with Sven laying right next to her, laying his icy hands across her bosom. Anne asked if Sven was feeling anything at all, to which Sven replied, "I don't know, I'm hungry though." Now, from that, taking the evidence, it sounds like Sven is not alive since he feels cold. Why is that?
Sven is not alive because he's not cold, right?
Oh, it's pronounced Swin. Excuse me.
Swin.
Oh,
Yes,
my
that's
goodness,
pronounced.
I'm
That's the way
so
it's been
sorry.
pronounced.
You
Oh,
know,
that's
they-
okay.
They
That's
probably
okay.
misspelled it
People
on the monitor. It's-
Yes, they do. I mean,
you know, it's,
we all know that happened. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, this whole book is about a romantic relationship. I mean, it's not like this Twilight stuff or anything like that, but
Hmm.
it's about pure romance, right?
Hmm.
Between a man and a woman. But this man happens to be dead and, dead as a doornail, as they say.
Very nice.
I think what is forgetting to be mentioned here is setting of sin, because I believe when I hear this, I think person just come in from snow. So of course body is very, very cold because outside is very cold and it snows, so the body gets very, very frigid, and when you touch somebody it is very cold. So I believe they try to express the warmth within the cool of the person touching you. So it had nothing to do with that. I see nothing in that here. I just see the setting of the location. I believe that is what is happening here.
Very fascinating. Very interesting. So, the magic behind becoming a vampire. Vladimir, you say you have a lot of experience with this. Is this personal experience that you have?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, it's okay. But explain to me how the process works of turning into a vampire. The blood gets drained.
Yes.
And then you hook up with 18-year-old women. Is that the first thing you do, or do you?
From what I am told, of course, I do not know from personal experience.
Oh, you're awful
myself.
cold yourself.
I do not know what you mean.
Can we get the heat on in here? Is it?
It is a little
cold in here?
It is very
Yeah, it's
chilly.
cold.
All right.
The process to become vampire is very, from what I hear, very simple. You become romanced. You allow vampire to come into your life, and you want to be with vampire whole life. So you ask vampire politely, could you please just empty out my blood right now, and just right to the neck, right here, so that it's nice and quick, and then we be together forever, because I lose from vampire, so I become vampire, and so I live with no blood. Which is why I say initially, you don't need blood to live. You never need blood to live.
Well, the way I'm to understand it is when a vampire drains the neck from the blood, drains the blood from the neck, he inserts his blood into the fang holes of the neck. Now, I am told that AIDS is no longer a factor once somebody is dead. So, it's a pretty safe procedure. I mean, it's like a blood transfusion, but this is what I am to understand.
Even this man says it's safe.
So
it's very safe.
Vampirism is the cure for AIDS, then.
Absolutely.
Very fascinating.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much for that.
Very
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let's open up the floor for questions here. Yes, ma'am.
So let's just say that you get romanced hypothetically by a vampire. Hypothetically.
Of
right?
course, happens all the
Oh,
time.
you're so beautiful. It's not
So
hypothetical.
hypothetically, if you're romanced by a vampire, and you just so happen, he's a vegetarian vampire, new breed of vampires,
Oh,
so he doesn't want to
really?
hurt you, but you just so happen to get impregnated by said vampire. Is your baby alive?
Well, I say before, vampire have no blood, but blood not necessarily needed for life. You just need spirit to leave. So if baby want to leave, it's alive.
Now, I'm saying that if you have a baby with a vampire, then it is probably a demon and a spawn from hell.
But my baby's not gonna. The baby is not gonna look like George Washington's corpse.
Well, that depends. What does the father look like? Does he look like George Washington's corpse? If he
All
looks
right,
like...
let's move on here. Yes, sir, you here.
So,
George Washington.
I'm kind of curious now. Do teenage girls just sort of are they just an embedded, entrenched association with vampires, or is that just a quirk of this conversation? Because I know with other supernatural beings, you often have familiars like horses with wizards, or like when there are witches in the room that you see like the random appearance of cats. Is young starlets, that sort of thing, is that part of being a vampire?
Yes, absolutely. I believe I could answer. Vampire is not associated with pesky animals like cats. We are associated with a very majestic creature like the bat. I mean, he flies around like everywhere. He's very majestic, and women love this bat, which is why the women come to the bat.
So you
and
would
come
say
to
that
the. I just heard. I not talking
Women
from
have a
personal
physical
experience.
need and an urge for something different. And if
Like
that
a
is,
bat.
then it would be a
Bats.
vampire.
Well, that's
Vampires,
fascinating.
bats,
Well, I
whatever.
gotta get me some bats. All right, moving on. You, sir, there.
Now, I know that vampires have this ability to compel or entrance people. Would vampires be doing that all the time, causing the relations to occur to not be mutual?
These relations how can they never be mutual? The woman never said no. I mean, women only want us for our magnetism of charm and the batness. They love us for the bat. I'm telling you, it is all about the bat.
Now, what I had to say is that there is, this need that women have, for these different things. My mind's all confused. Just forget it. Just forget it.
It's okay,
That's
good
okay.
sir. It's
Thanks.
okay.
Yes, you here.
Yeah, I have a friend who is going to the red light district a lot and coming back with notable bite marks.
Perfectly normal behavior.
Absolutely not.
Might he be consorting with any vampire prostitutes, you think?
Well, vampire prostitutes, you would know, they have kind of a certain, let's just say, when they bite you, it's sort of a anesthetic, and that is what puts you into a trance. So technically, vampire prostitutes can take advantage of you in ways that you do not find acceptable.
But
Oh.
I do not believe your friend is involved in vampire prostitution, because it's very hard to find vampire prostitutes. If you live for thousands of years, why would you sell yourself the whole time?
You'd be surprised.
It's true. I've tried looking for them. Moving on. Yes, you there.
Sir, the author, your most recent pastiche, 50 Shades of Grey Skin, does not the title alone advocate necrophilism?
Well, let me say, I hate to say this as an author, but it's kind of what the people want, not really what they need. I mean, I don't believe always in what I write, but it's entertaining and compelling, and it bought me this mansion in Malibu, so...
Well, if you do not believe it, you should not write it. Honestly, I believe title of friend's book here is what starts this debate on the bad subject. These gray lines or whatever you say, it puts horrible stereotype. That word, right? That's the word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. This horrible stereotype on the vampire community, I find very offensive.
Very good. Last question here. Yes.
As far back as Salem, we've been told that consorting with vampires, especially in a sexual nature, leads to one having magical powers, being witches, if you will. Do you think that this recent rise in sex with vampires has led to the current rise in the witch plague?
Very good question. We are all concerned about this.
Well, let me tell you, there is a way to artificially conceive a vampire baby, right?
Sure.
You take the blood of a small child, you draw a pentagram with it on the floor,
Right.
and you spin around in circles, round and round, saying, hey, 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 vampires, and then you are impregnated with a vampire. So, in a way, with the pentagrams and everything, it is related to witchcraft.
Which
Oh, sorry. God, look at me just stepping over all of you guys. Go ahead, Vladimir. Don't kill me. or
it's
whatever.
okay.
Gee.
It's your
Good
show.
Lord.
It's your show.
Are you sure? Do we need to get the heat up here? My
It-
God,
it
you are
is still
freezing.
it is still very cold in here.
Fill me.
Well, now this is getting weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
what? Yeah, but I'm warm.
I'm not that bad.
Yes, you are. You're like
Okay.
ice.
All right, folks, let's wrap it up here before Vladimir dies of hypothermia or something. Interesting. Looks like the debate is still hot in all of America's minds, so we do not know what will happen when you stick it in a vampire. So, until next time, this has been Logical Fallacies. Have a good night.
And so concludes our discussion for the evening. We hope that all of you enjoyed yourselves and perhaps even learned something tonight. I certainly know I did. From all of us here at Logical Fallacies, I'm Evan Plager. Thank you and good night.
Logical Fallacies is a production of Penny Farthing Entertainment. If you have questions or comments about the topic or for tonight's participants, please let us know in the comment section for this video, and they might be addressed in our viewer response segment. Be sure to like, favorite, and share this video, as well as subscribe to Logical Fallacies. Programs by Penny Farthing Entertainment are made possible by viewers like you.